Siemanko ludzie, z tej strony Mes, witam was serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku z gameplayem oraz trailerami. Zaczniemy od War Robots Frontiers Cinematic Launch Trailer. Zobaczmy. Jakaś mecha? Mecha. Let's get to the work, yeah! Pięknie. Ja nie wiem, czy mam jakieś długie trailery, czy nie? Czy same krótsze? Ciężko mi powiedzieć. Ale na pewno trochę będzie, jak to zwykle u nas bywa. Let's go, let's go! Masz oczy na nim? Gotcha, boy, gotcha.
Scratch another. What's next?
Guys? Change of plans.
Pięknie. Engineer your victory. Pięknie. War Robots. Spoko. Spoko. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Side. Official Nightmares and Vision Update. Innocence prove nothing. In ashes. Memory lost. PC launch. Mrukul Ragast's Rage. Terminal Brigade. Ooh. Okay. Daddy.
Am the one and only blade.
Pięknie, pięknie. Jotun Slayer, Horse of Hell. Face the wrath. Don't update now. Spoko, spoko. The First Descendant, Serena Character Gameplay. No tak, gdzieś tam kolejny sezon, nowa postacie. Za jakiś czas można wrócić. The First Descendant i zobaczyć, co tam ciekawego. Czy ile jest teraz graczy w ten The First Descendant? Nie, to... Nie jest jakoś zajebiście duży? Ale trochę nie jest. Ale kurde, nie jest tu skok. Przed update'em to kurde ten... Był poniżej 1000. Damn. The Sinking City 2.
Attention. Due to recent flooding and pandemic, access to all external areas is restricted. For your protection, please avoid contact with anybody that may appear abnormal. Your safety in this new world is our absolute priority.
Zawsze mówię, że Cthulhu. Dobrze, dobrze. Skate. No, Tony Hawk. Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss.
Good evening, Noah. Having trouble sleeping again? Your cortisol levels are elevated.
Ooh.
Something's interfering with detecting temporal anomaly.
Ooh.
Processing environmental data. Memory patterns are realigning. Stabilize your breathing rate. Focus on my voice. Vital signs critical. Stay with me, Noah. Noah, the knowledge, it's beautiful. Good evening, Noah. Having trouble sleeping again?
Styx Blade of Greed.
I bet you think I'm here for the gold and jewels, right? Well, you'd be dead wrong. I'm here for the quartz. It's okay. I got you, pal. We're gonna do big things together. Just you and me.
Search everywhere!
Those dirty Inquisition are like cockroaches. Always in the wrong place.
To jest remake? Nie, to jest kolejna część. Trzecia część, oh shit.
Looks like I get to do a little pest.
W tym roku wychodzi? Dang!
You guys need to slow down.
Nie mamy tego. Słuchaj, piszemy.
Keep them coming. I got him. Just remember, kids, it's not about doing it. It's about getting away with it.
Master of Stealth is back! Pięknie, pięknie.
I never felt anything like this before. I love it.
Jesienią. Dragon King the Banished.
Discover a world corrupted by the blood of dragons, where evil creatures have taken over the land and wiped out much of
Siema, Clifford.
Become a legendary hero.
Yes, became a legendary.
To hunt down and destroy the draconic creatures.
Jak tam? Wywalone w kosmos. Strumień godzinka później, bo ogarniałem na chacie, między innymi lodówę zrobiłem.
Ultimate goal to confront and eliminate
No,
the powerful
spaliłem prawie 1000 kalorii w 3 godziny.
experience an epic adventure where every enemy you slay.
Także jak padnę, to... O Jezus Maria. A ty nie masz? O, współczuję ci, jak nie masz lodówki. No tak.
Dragon Kid
Nie subskrybujesz, to znaczy, że jesteś biedny, no. No tak jest, zgadza się wszystko. The Fading of Nicole Wilson.
Hi, this is Britt Hansen. I'm 16, I'm from a small town in Montana, and getting onto
Cóż
a
to
TV
jest?
show is my dream.
O nie, jakiś survival? Przygodówka? Paranormal. Przygodówka survivalowa pewnie.
All right, let's give people the show they want.
Właśnie, jak tam robota Littlefoot?
Can you speak with ghosts?
Twoje kolana już są moje!
Czy ja coś mówiłem? Gdzie? Co? Twoje kolana są już moje! 42 lata masz. Ale dziękować. Za subika. Dziękować.
Pretty dark in here. Let's see if we can
Jednak nie
fix that.
taki biedny.
Can you see any footprints around?
Do ghosts leave footprints?
No, but you need to be careful of more than just ghosts.
Dojebane słuchawki sobie kupiłeś? Jakie?
Emily, this place is cursed. I can't stay here one more minute.
Ale to takie do telefonu pewnie, tak? Douszne, dokanałowe? Nauszne? Czy do kompa bardziej?
There's a case that makes you and a case that
A to do kompa.
This one.
HyperX Cloud 3, no. HyperX są mega spoko, zawsze były. Z tego co kojarzę. The Mount Omen of Cthulhu. No. Ja od dłuższego czasu trochę zrezygnowałem z tych gamingowych headsetów, chociaż Razery Black Sharki kupiłem, ale to dlatego, że są bezprzewodowe, więc akurat w robocie mi się trochę przydają. A tak to mam Bayer Dynamicsy, z których jestem bardzo zadowolony też. Jak do full ustawiam, to mógłbyś się wydzierać moment rydemny i byś nie słyszał? No, pan być ogłuch. Znają życie. Ale nie, zacnie. HyperX sobie też zawsze chwaliłem, że są mega spokojnie. Ja pamiętam, że moje ostatnie HyperXy, już teraz nie pamiętam co to było, to coś mi zaczęło gruchotać w jednej ze słuchawce, więc no niestety padły. Taki prezent urodzinowy świąteczny w jednym. No, widzisz, pamiętaj, o siebie również trzeba zadbać. Nie oszukujmy się. Co to kurde, inkwizycja jakaś? O, shit. Już mówiłem, inkwizycja? The Mount. Co to jest? Tutaj go wpisałem i nie ma? The Mount. Omen. Co to jest? Taka nagietka? O, jest tutaj na chwilę. To jest jakieś kołpowe. Psychologiczny horror? Eksploracja? Lovecraftian. Nice, horrorek. Pięknie. Bierzemy. Wpisujemy na listę. Czemu by nie? Pięknie. The Occultists. Co tutaj tego? Jak byłeś w Polsce na urodzinach, na święta, dostawałeś trochę kastki i trzymałeś pieniążki w oparciu o wszystkie... A to jak na komunię mówisz, tak? Komunijnie dostałeś. No spoko. Wiesz, jak potrzebowałeś, no to czemu by nie? Tak to właśnie działa, nie? No ja ostatnio w sumie nic nie kupowałem, szczerze powiedziawszy, z takiego sprzętu, tylko takie bardziej gadżety. Typu stojak na słuchawki. Wiesz, lepiej dać kasę komuś niż kupić byle go. Tak, dokładnie, ja z tego samego wychodzę, nie? Że ostatnio zresztą też siostrzeńcowi wolałem dać mu kasę, kurde, niż mu gówno kupić, kurde, i byłby niezadowolony z tego, nie? Więc, a tak to sobie kupi, co będzie chciał, nie? To jest to, nie? Ja akurat a tam będę zadowolony z czegokolwiek, co bym nie dostał od mamy zwłaszcza. Nie oszukujmy się. To idzie w tę stronę, z mojej strony. Cultist. Pięknie. Robocop Rogue City. Zobaczmy tego kultista jeszcze.
There were too many. And their weapons. So many good officers that...
We're the cops. All the bad ones should be afraid of us.
Cops shouldn't be feared.
The Occultist. To jest psychologiczny horror. Okej. Okay. Bierzemy te horrory? Horrorków nigdy za mało, ludziska. Ten rogu taki średni mi się daje, szczerze powiedziawszy. Z tym mamy.
Surrender, or there will be trouble.
To nie fajnie, jak ktoś pieniądze z prezentu przewali na, nie wiem, fast foody albo poleco. No wiesz co, tak szczerze powiedziawszy, to już jest jego sprawa też, nie? Więc... Smutno trochę? Jasne. Ale to wiesz. Jak dostał, to wykorzystał jak chciał, nie? Edge of Memories.
Love is the answer, Imperator. The corrosion loves me.
Jednak mamy kurde jakieś długie te trailer. Spoko.
Corrosion is divine. Didn't you know? It's an absolute marvel, far beyond your very basic abilities. Don't you get it?
Kiepskie te animacje, moim zdaniem. To jest za gierkę. The Edge of Memories.
Corroded stones, corroded plants, and even corroded humans.
Nie, Edge po prostu.
Those pretty words will be washed away.
Memories.
The great sea of the corrosion. What matters from now on is the sacred language.
Kiepskie te animacje w tym trailerze, co pokazali teraz. Jest strasznie sztuczne. Zawsze tam mimika tych twarzy. Nie podoba mi się. Raven's Watch, Romeo and Juliet DLC. No najbardziej sentymentalnie podchodzę, dlatego trzymałem kasę na boku. Z 4 miesiące, bo chciałem kupić sobie prezent. No tak, wiesz. Z głową trzeba, z głową, jak to mówią. Dlatego ja też trochę tak z głową podszedłem i koszyczek na router, nowe kabelki, więc no tak, żeby trochę zoptymalizować pewne rzeczy. W ostatnim czasie. Stojaczek na słuchawki, drewniany kupiłem. Coś takiego. Bardzo przydatna rzecz, szczerze powiedziawszy. Szkoda, że nie są troszeczkę wyższe. Nie jest troszeczkę wyższy. Kabelek mi trochę się tam ugina, ale to nie powinno być problemu. 60 funtów takie cudo, a 80 to samo, ale bezprzewodowe głupota. No, tak jest, tak jest. Tanie uroki bezprzewodowych urządzeń. Wiesz, płacisz tak czy siak jeszcze dodatkowo za to, że jest gamingowe, nie? Bo czasami jest tak, że w cenie tych gamingowych masz naprawdę zarąbisty, normalne słuchawki, nie? Prawda, pytanie, czy potrzebujesz z mikrofonem, czy też bez, nie? Więc to jest ta kwestia. Ale no. Bo jeśli nie potrzebujesz mikrofonu, no to kurde, naprawdę bym polecał coś poza gamingowymi, bo naprawdę Bader Dynamics są zajebiste. Hell in us. Co bezprzewodowe mocno się poprawiły. O, Jensen z Deus Exa. No tak, nie trzeba ładować, nie? Jak najbardziej, nie? Ale wiesz, nie znaczy, że nie możesz korzystać z nich. Jak masz podłączone do kompa na przykład, nie? Teraz kupiłeś założować.
I am Jonathan Jacques Bellatet. I am the creative director and the art director on Hell is Us here at Rogue Factory.
Ja akurat przy swoim setupie tak średnio jestem w stanie korzystać z bezprzewodowych.
Some new sequences and some new tidbits from the game that we've never shown before. Hell is Us is a third-person action-adventure game that blends the old-school thrill of exploration and discovery with a deeply satisfying melee combat system. You can wield master various skills and strategically use your drone's abilities to gain the upper hand in battle. But combat is only 50% of the experience. The other half of the game is all about the exploration, the discovery, the joy that's related to them, and how they play a central role in your journey.
Właśnie, Hell in Us to jest taki RPG chyba, nie?
It's in Akasa Marshes. It's quite a ways from here.
So you play as Remy, and you're returning to the country you were born in. The country is called Hadia, and search for answers.
Action
but
adventure.
only to find that the land is torn apart by a vicious civil war.
Spoko, single
with
player.
only a few pieces of information to start with, so you have to investigate to uncover the truth about your past and figure out where to go next. But unlike traditional games, Hell is Us doesn't rely on quest markers or a guided path. There's no magical compass pointing you in the right direction, and there's no quest journal with, you know, the shopping list of everything that you need to do and in which order. But instead, our player plattering approach encourages you to follow your own instincts, discover clues organically, and chart your own course through the adventure. In this sequence, we just arrive at a village called Jova. This is the village where Remy was born. He remembers that. He also remembers one more clue, which is his father was the blacksmith of Jova. So these are kind of like the earlier or the earliest clues that you have in the game in order to decide what to do, where to go, who to talk to, and how to chart your own path into trying to find your
Widoki są nawet całkiem, no nie ma jakichś gigantycznych gór, nie oszukujmy się, to nie jest Wiesiek, ale tak postapokaliptycznie.
Who are you?
I'm Rebecca. I've been hiding here since the attack on Jova, when the bombs fell from the sky. I was playing in the treehouse with my baby brother.
Mega fajna akcja, pomysł.
Ran out and screamed.
No, spoko. Idź do karmi raczka.
My brother ran to them. That's when the bomb exploded.
So, I'm looking for the blacksmith. Do you know where he is?
I don't know him very well. I think he doesn't like kids much. I saw some villagers leaving with the ON peacekeepers on their white trucks. Maybe he went with them.
Hey, did you see where the white trucks went?
I watched the white trucks drive away. They took the road that turns behind the hill with the ancient monuments. We can see them from here.
Niby postapokaliptyczny, ale jednak jakaś sieć jest. Pady działają.
So as you saw, we just learned that the blacksmith probably left with one of the humanitarian convoys from the organized nations, which are the peacekeeping forces stationed in the country. We've also found a map that appears to show a route coming out of the Akasa marshes. So we'll stop here for now. We've gathered a few clues. We have a bit of an idea where to go next for our investigation. We've shown you how things work a little bit and how you can connect the dots. But, you know, I want you guys to discover it for yourself when the game comes out in September. In this section, we're stepping away from the main investigation to explore the many hidden secrets and side investigations scattered throughout Hadia. You can complete the game without ever.
O, i to jest niezły widok, kurde, powiem wam. Naprawdę pięknie to wygląda tam, co było w tym z przodu.
Our core philosophy is simple. If your instinct tells you there's something to do, then there probably is. The footage you're seeing now showcases just a few of the many secrets woven into Hell is Us. These are playful examples of how the game handles secondary investigations, but they perfectly illustrate our approach.
I'm only permitted to play Sabinian classics, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, I only happen to know one of their dreadful compositions.
There are countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered. If you trust your instincts, you'll find yourself solving some truly fascinating mysteries along the way. Now, when we talk about player plattering, it doesn't mean you'll constantly need to overthink every step to progress. Many elements will be clear and intuitive, as our belief is that you actually don't need quest markers to navigate and advance in the adventure. That being said, for those who love a challenge, some of these deeper secrets will require keen observation and deduction to be uncovered. Good luck. Take another look at the sequences we've just shown in this
Czyli trzeba by było czytać wszystkie notatki pewnie i gdzieś tam zapamiętywać pewne rzeczy. Pewnie tam będą poukrywane jakieś dodatkowe rzeczy. Czemu to dziecko jest sztywne? Nie rusza się jak dziecko. Zawinięte jak kebab.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this new look at Hell Is Us. We're so passionate about our game and we've worked
Że
so
na tym
hard
mogliby
on
trochę
it.
popracować, nie?
The
Niektóre
game
animacje
launches in
też.
September 4, 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC. See you soon for more exciting news.
W teorii mają jeszcze trochę czasu, więc mogą jeszcze popracować. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Dual Paths.
My name is Simon. I'm Associate Game Director on Assassin's Creed
Wysomitowy.
Shadows, and today we're going to go through a comparative gameplay walkthrough showcasing both
Pewnie będziemy
stealth
jumpować jak
and
zwykle.
combat for our two protagonists. You ready? Set? Parkour down. We start off playing as Naue as she approaches Nijo Castle in the city of Kyoto. We're also playing in the new immersive mode, which means everyone in Japan is speaking their own native language, but everything is subtitled. Give that mode a try, it's pretty cool. Like any castles in the game, this place is full of gear and resources ripe for the taking, and we are free to go about it any way we choose. And so we choose to eliminate this poor Ashigaru soldier. Don't worry, he's with the bad guys.
To mi się podoba.
Let's observe our surroundings and get our bearings. We've got one
Same audio.
Ashigaru working the haystack, another on patrol back there, and we've got a samurai daisho right here, which could be a challenge. And there's the alarm bell, which, trust me, if you pride yourself as being a stealth player, you don't want anyone to ring that bell. Although we're safe right now using the rooftops, Nijo Castle is fairly flat compared to most other castles. If things go awry and we have to disappear in a hurry, it's gonna be harder here because the roofs are just not that high. So we are gonna take our time. Yeah, the Samurai Daisho is by far the most dangerous enemy in this area. And since we have a Tanto equipped, this is a perfect setup for a double air assassination. Well, almost. Like I said, this Daisho is pretty strong, but no matter. A quick change of headgear with a particular perk that gives us one additional chunk of assassination damage on all air assassinations should do the trick.
Stroje ładnie wyglądają.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good start. Let's crouch in the shadows for now and see
A
what
lód?
happens.
Zbierz luta! No
Vanishing
kurde,
in
ziomek.
shadows only works
Tam
when
jest
you're
lód.
crouched or prone. So keep that in mind.
Niesamowite, nie?
Okay, as long as this guy stays far away, he's not much of a threat, so kunai to the face it is. And while this other guy is busy reloading his tempo rifle, we go up, and he goes down. Beautiful. Okay, moving on to the next section. Using observe mechanic
Będę
once
wszystkich
again,
zabił,
you
exp.
can see that there is quite a lot more enemies here. A few Ashigaru, a sniper, a couple servants, but I think we have a pretty obvious next move right here. Next customer, please. There's a lot of open space right in front of us, and it will be hard to close that distance without being seen. Perfect opportunity to call upon our ally Genojo and some of his exploding tricks. Okay, time to go to work. Tanto and Hidden Blade combo, baby. Oh, looks like we spooked a servant here. Now, these guys won't really fight back, but if they spot you, they will try and find some reinforcement and bring them back to the area they saw you in. But since we have no intention of staying here, this guy is not an immediate threat. So let's just use Eagle Vision and scout the house ahead. Orange are servant, and red means military archetypes. Let's make the most out of the shadows here and go around the problem rather than through it. We're probably bypassing a whole lot of loot opportunities right now, but it's the Samurai Daisho we're after, and so it's the Samurai Daisho we're gonna get.
Nie,
Is this guy
luty,
gonna-
kurde.
Okay, we're good. Now, about that Samurai Daisho. Let's use a high-risk tactic here. We're gonna whistle him over to attract him to this shoji door, and using the katana, this is guaranteed to get attention from the outside, so let's disappear out of view and see if anyone shows up. Never stood a chance. Come on, it's cool to be a shinobi. All right, quick use of the grappling hook to get back to the rooftops. Oh, somebody saw us. Down, boy. And with 2 sections of Nijo Castle cleared for now, let's make our way towards the Tenshu, which, if you don't know, Tenshus are the biggest, tallest, most impressive structure in any Japanese castle. Word of caution though, the area at the base of any Tenshu is generally very well guarded. This is where the good stuff is. But Simon, I hear some of you say, we know already about Naoe's cool shinobi assassin moves. What we want to know is what, if anything, does Yasuke bring to the stealth experience? Fair enough, let's take a look at Yasuke. Same city, same castle, different season, different character, different save file. For all intents and purposes, we're restarting the whole thing using Yasuke with a purpose-built stealth and archery setup. Worth pointing out that we're not using his typical samurai armor here. Clearly not as nimble as Naoe, Yasuke still has a pretty respectable amount of traversal skills as long as we read the world differently than we do when we play Naoe. And aiming at his Ashigaru soldier with predictive damage, we can see that he's gonna survive this shot, although his armor's gonna break. Switching to silent arrows bypasses armor and guarantees the kill. He never saw it coming. Yasuke can generate a lot of sound while moving through the environment, so choosing where, and more importantly, when to drop is gonna be crucial as we make our way through Nijo's courtyard. Taking a calculated risk here. Okay, we're good. Yasuke not having a hidden blade means that his types of kills are badass and very noisy, so you want to space them out as well to avoid unwanted attention. And here is the first samurai daisho in this Yasuke stealth run. And I think he just noticed his buddy is missing a head. Welcome to the club. Oh. Silent arrows all day, baby.
Prosto w oko. Do widzenia.
Oh, and here's a little pro tip. Yasuke's arsenal of weapons mostly relies on the same type of stuff that most samurai would have stockpiled in military setups. So little guard towers like this are always full of arrows and bullets for Yasuke to plunder, making his particular stealth playstyle much more generous than Naoe's more limited and cautious shinobi tool approach. Now Yasuke does have the ability to climb, although his vertical leaps are more limited than Naoe. Similarly, we can reach most high point like this and use the observe mechanic to tag people, get our bearings, and find where our next objectives are. Yes, he's a lot bigger and a little slower than Naoe, but once you get a hang of his controls, Yasuke is a lot of fun. Ooh, let's use pro navigation here and avoid being seen.
Coś takiego można zrobić, ciekawe.
Stay hidden while on the move, just like Naoe does. Okay, for the section up ahead, we're gonna call in our second ally, the poison specialist Oniyuri, who has the ability to put multiple enemies to sleep. Yeah, no poison for you.
Tylko strzała w oko.
Clear. Time to move into the house. Little fun fact about Oniyuri's poison clouds, they will affect any other enemy who investigate those bodies and will also make them fall asleep.
Ooh. Huh?
And since Yasuke does not have eagle vision, whistling in a door frame is a sure way to get the attention of whoever might be lurking behind a door.
O, czyli Yasuke jednak nie jest takim do końca assassinem jak poprzednie postacie, nie? Że mają tego eagle visiona. Ciekawe, ciekawe.
Winter is full of people, but here in summer during broad daylight, there was only one samurai guarding a tapestry, which will look infinitely better in our own hideout. Your move, buddy. Yeah, that's a good move.
Lol.
Okay, moving on to the next section here. Hold on, we're gonna get some elevation first and get our bearings. Let's use this crate here. And let's get a feel for the neighborhood. Let's take down the alarm bell just to be safe. Because I can't shake the feeling that stealth with Yasuke might be coming to a close here. Okay, we have their attention now.
LOL?
Now, we're not wearing the most
Ale go
efficient
wywaliło,
armor for
przesunęło.
open fight, so we're gonna switch the Yumi bow for the Kana bow. That gives us a much better insurance policy in an open fight like this. Okay, let's go get it. Oh yeah, you're up. That's one down. Here. That's two. Whoa.
Ow.
Yeah, you should have made that shot. That is 3 down. And I think it's Kanabo time, baby. This thing hits hard, but it is slow. So we have to be precise here. Give me some space, will you?
Ale go odrzuciło,
Next
nie?
few hits are going to be critical here. Oh. Backbreaker ability.
Ooh. Okay.
Nicely done here. Now, each area in this castle is its own little gameplay pocket. So as long as no one rings the alarm bell, it means that other nearby pockets will not interfere, even when we opt for open combat like this.
Ooh, okay.
Time to switch back over to Naue and see what a more aggressive open combat playstyle looks like with her. First thing first, we gotta switch up our loadout and use perks that are more conducive to that playstyle, such as this headband that allows us to vault over an enemy when we sprint at them in open combat. Let's switch up our outfit as well while we're at it. Yeah, we don't have a good perk reason to equip this right now, but I kinda like this one, so life's about taking risks, man. And we're also going to swap the Tanto Hidden Blade combo in favor of the more versatile Kusarigama. Oh yeah, this one has 60% increased damage over distance. Okay, let's put that to good use. And I think I see our first victim here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that must be a servant. Gotcha. One more for good luck. Ah, where did that servant go? Second target acquired. Trust me on this one, you will want to unlock the Kusarigama Rush Assassination skill. You can quote me on that. Quiet approach here, and down he goes.
Ładnie podcięty.
Mechanic. This identifies a secondary target we've been tracking for a while now. Wait, yeah, it was a servant, because we can see them coming back with a bunch of reinforcements. So we're gonna dispatch Yaya to take care of that distraction. She should have no problem dealing with these two grunts. I mean, I think. Yeah, she's got this. Okay, here we go. Pull the trigger too fast on this one. Deflect plus manual vault over, but with this headband perk we got on, we just have to sprint at the enemy and it auto vaults over. Nice little perk. Whoops, sorry about the barrels. Ow! Hup. Yo, I'm over here. And catch. Okay then, have some of this. Hey, Yaya comes in with the assist. Okay, we're gonna deploy some tricks here. Can't assassinate him in smoke, but he won't see this coming either.
Ciekawe. Podobały mi się te mechaniki tej walki, szczerze powiedziawszy.
Yeah, you tell me. Don't worry, it'll all make sense once
Przy jednej, jak i przy drugiej postaci, nie?
For now, let's take a look at the very top of this tenchu where this white dot represents the unique Samurai Daisho chest from this castle. Using the grappling hook, it's pretty easy to hook up on those large overhangs and make climbing the exterior of a tenchu pretty much a breeze for Naue. That being said, we're bypassing quite a few loot opportunities right now.
Zaczynam widać
There is
skrzynkę, nie?
more than 30 unique castles in the game, and each of them comes with their own daisho chest, which only
Właśnie.
unlocks once you deal with all the samurai daishos stationed within that castle. We're not talking about random loot drops either.
Legendary
Every single
armor.
daisho chest contains bespoke, handcrafted, legendary gear, either for Naue or Yasuke. All of it, some of the best loot you'll find anywhere in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Nieźle,
Let's have a
nieźle.
look at the beautiful skyline of Kyoto on a brisk winter morning. Using the observe mechanic on top of a synchronization point like this will reveal nearby points of interest.
A, czyli tak jak w poprzednich asasynach.
As we see fit to further our exploration of Japan. Okay, so we've seen both Naue and Yasuke's stealthier sides, and we've seen what aggression looks like for Naue. Now, let's switch over to our samurai and see what we can muster from a full frontal aggressive assault with Yasuke. Once again, it's time to shake up our loadout with much more aggressive weapons. Okay, first we're gonna pick the Naginata here, which is excellent for crowd control. And because stealth will not be an option here, let's use the Teppo rifle for maximum range efficiency as well. We expect stiff opposition here, so using a full-on armor set with a perk that allows Yasuke to parry unstoppable attacks makes a whole lot of sense. And to literally cap it off, a matching samurai helmet with a perk that deals 50% damage on parries. Look, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we got this. Okay, are we ready? Knock, knock.
Knock, knock, motherfucker.
Yep, you're done.
Ooh.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. All right, who's next?
W twarz, kurde, nogi na tą, kurde, dygnu, nie?
Okay, I think we're just gonna beeline straight to our target here. Oh, sniper on the right. Calling in Yagoro. He'll take care of that sniper while we are running straight into the dragon's mouth. This is gonna be good. Hello, Takahashi Shiro. We've been looking for you. Come on, what you got, big man? Right, we can parry these. There you go. No, you don't. He's down. It's you and me, pal.
No właśnie, czemu nie podobał wcześniej, kurde?
Armor break. So now that he has no armor, we're chipping away at his health. And here we go.
Nieźle.
Yeah, I know. People will just have to untangle that mess for themselves. Okay, not bad. Here's to a job well done. 2 daishos dead and 1 secondary target off the board. Now, we've seen Naue climb the exterior of a Tenshu with ease and agility, but when it comes to Yasuke, sometimes it can be easier to just take the stairs and climb all the way up. You'll find plenty of loot, the occasional straggler, and most awesome of all, you'll be able to enjoy our fantastic sound design. Just listen to that rain. It's awesome.
No, faktycznie,
Okay,
spoko.
up the ladder and onto the last floor here. There's the same Samurai Daisho chest we previously talked about. That delicious
Pychotka.
handcrafted legendary gear. And before we leave, please allow me to indulge myself and take one last look at the beautiful city of Kyoto and its mountainous surrounding landscape during the bountiful summer months.
No, nieźle, nieźle akurat. Duże zagęszczenie drzewek, bym powiedział. To jest mega spoko, nie? A nie to co teraz. Beton na betonie.
This concludes our comparative gameplay walkthrough for stealth and combat between Yasuke and Naoe. For everyone at Ubisoft, we hope you'll join us on the streets of feudal Japan very soon. Have a good one. See ya.
No dołączę, co tutaj mogę powiedzieć. Ale zobaczymy, jak to wszystko będzie w praktyce, nie? Zobaczymy. Imperial. Inside the monolith.
One of the things we were conscious of when creating this idea of a monolith is that we wanted to make sure there was still variety in there. So we did actually create 4 very distinct different biomes. These reflect certain almost philosophical principles of life, if you like, and each one, in terms of its art direction, is meant to kind of invoke certain feelings. You will also see some very unique areas which lead more towards the supernatural and divine aspects of the mysteries that this ancient civilization has uncovered.
So players will encounter lots of different enemy types within the monolith. So they are ancient automatons that are trying to protect areas in the different biomes, and they all have different styles of gameplay and all have different methods of defeating them.
This is sort of tied to the cartogram system. We put a lot of information up front in those cartograms, including what boss you'll face. And we also have something we call a dynamic difficulty indicator, which in real time takes into account your own power levels, such as the level of your character and what resistances you have, and compares that to the cartogram. It's just a loose indicator. It's not meant to be taken completely literally, but we do suggest which cartogram is maybe within your power level.
In Imperial, there's 9 different characters, and each of them have their own unique backstories. So all of them have their own motivations and reasons for being there, and they all have different takes on what's happening inside the monolith.
Huh. I see the rumors were true.
Each of them is intended to be a very unique personality, and they've all
ale trochę sztywne te modele są.
be here, and they're all concerned about the future, and they're concerned about what they found.
It's very dangerous here. You shouldn't have come here.
Each of their quest lines have multiple endings depending on how you speak to them and what you do within the game. So it's gonna, basically everyone's end game can look quite different depending on how you've treated different characters.
What I hope is that players will resonate with these characters, that they will have their favorites. I mean, I'm probably biased, but I think they're one of the most interesting aspects of the game.
There are many things that I'm proud of with Imperial, but I think one of the things that I'm most proud of is the amount of complexity that we've managed to add to the game in a positive way. So every time players will play, they will probably discover something new, or they will uncover a new feature.
I think the mystery is going to be one that's going to really excite players. This is a game that doesn't necessarily force feed information to the player. They're going to be rewarded for their curiosity.
Imperial is a self-contained story, but the universe is very expansive. The people who belong in this world, including your player character, they know a lot about the history, they know a lot about the entities, about the civilizations, about the warring powers.
When you're creating any kind of new IP or any kind of RPG game world, you really need to think about the whole context of the world as well. So there is definitely scope for more in this universe, and we've definitely thought about how that could be utilized in the future.
Spoko.
Peggy 16.
I znowu Imperial. Unique World.
I think that what makes us really stand out is just the scope and depth of our features and mechanics, coupled with a narrative that is hopefully genuinely compelling and thought-provoking.
It's a very honest homage to RPG games with a nostalgic, traditional RPG feel, but there's also some new features like our asynchronous features that allow the community to come together and to foster connections inside the game as well as outside of the game. Players can trade items with each other, so I think that's quite exciting. there's a voice in the darkness. So you're able to give up something called a reset charge, which allows you to revive a player in another world after they have run out of their reset charges. So that can be quite a good feeling because it says player whoever has saved you from peril, basically. There's another feature called Into the Ether, which I really like, where you can throw an item into the ether and a player will get it on the other side, and then it will be ether touched, which gives it some additional kind of benefits. So yeah, there's lots of features that are cooperative, and I'm very curious to see what players do and if they choose to do that.
One of the most common items that players will want to trade between each other are the cartograms themselves. Cartograms are the levels that you play in the game, but these can be thought of as blueprints because they're actually items that you carry in your inventory and they drop from enemies. Each one comes imprinted with some randomized elements, which will make you have to think about how you approach it. As you progress through the game, you'll find a lot of sort of, if you like, loot, which is equipment that the player wears. The loot system is randomly generated from enemies, and we also have a crafting system in the game where you can reroll stats and you can move stats around to modify them just enough so that they improve to fit your build. As you play, you'll also be able to unlock new abilities, which is what the combat revolves around. Some of the abilities are actually tied to the ancient technology as opposed to the modern one.
Some of them are tied to the weapons, but there's also shared abilities that can be used with any build, and there's also an ultimate ability that you get later in the game.
You also want to be asking yourself, when using these abilities, what kind of damage do you want to be doing? So you may want to be selecting abilities that really lean into the elemental type of damage that your weapon does. If you have a frost-based weapon, for instance, you'll be choosing abilities that have frost-based damage or inherit that damage from the weapon.
Each different cartogram will have different ways that it needs to be solved, so the point is to be able to create different builds and to allow players to have that level of complexity and that layer of theory craft in their build, but then also it does require some sense of mastery, like some of the skills require perfect timing, parries and dodges, so there's
To akurat prawda, że timingi trzeba perfekcyjnie mieć. JJ, ile tylko JJ.
Really play their way, and I think they're really going to enjoy it. Nieźle, ale ludziska dobrnęliśmy do końca dzisiejszego odcineczka, także ja dziękuję serdecznie za oglądanie i widzimy się już niedługo w kolejnej. Trzymajcie się.